All right, Shalom. I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rahakodash, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace, blessings, and salutations to you sincere brothers out there pushing the truth across the four corners of earth. I am the brother Shaman, from Great Millstone, Chicago. Real quick, just an article because I was looking at the elders and they kind of were talking about, the apostles. They were talking about China, and the topic actually came up, at camp too, which is the spirit. We start going in on Moab and the different things that they have, and how they've kind of risen up, copying Esau, with a better kind of formula, and basically all these people are predicting, they're going to be the next world power. They're going to be the next, they're going to be, on top, whatever. Because they can still do business with both Russia and America. All right. But, yeah, basically, man, nah. Yeah, the scriptures say otherwise, man, because the scriptures say what? Esau is the end of the world. Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. All right, so it's not going to be China. And this is the most powerful, that they'll ever be. Probably after, they'll just always be the what if story, which a lot of these nations, they believe it's the eternal rule when it's not. All right, and that's what part of the gospel is, the good news. All right, but this article says Chinese military bases in the Caribbean, which is talking about China, which China, they got stuff everywhere now. The Caribbean, all right, South America. A lot of those South Americans, they actually can speak Mandarin. Because the Chinese will come down there and they'll negotiate, get them to come up here to the U.S., have, the Northern Kingdom working, in the back of their sushi restaurants or the Chinese restaurants or whatever. All right. Matter of fact, they'll have the Northern Kingdom, they'll have them all living in one house, and then somebody Chinese will own that house. I know because I've seen it, because I did a lot of deliveries to Moabite restaurants, and that's what I saw. About 80% of them, the Northern Kingdom was back there cooking the food, which is gonna bring more people into the restaurant, and it's gonna make them more money. All right, that's why the chicken wings are so good at the spot. All right, but Africa too. Africa, the Chinese have heavy interest in Africa too. Like the whole thing, Akon, was trying to talk about, some kind of Wakanda-like city or whatever. I don't know the name of it, but that's basically, being funded by the Chinese. All right, for them to be able to come in and then, control things, but, then they'll set up infrastructure, but then they'll come and they'll run it. All right, and they're trying the same thing in America too. But Esau, it's his turn. He's in the seat. It's his turn to rule. So this article says China's Communist Party seems to be implementing a multi-dimensional strategy in the Caribbean, reaping economic, political, and potentially military gains a few miles offshore the U.S. China's ultimate objective of its Caribbean strategy may well be to confront the U.S., but not with its presence near the mainland U.S., but also with a situation analogous to America's military presence in the region of the South China Sea, right? So they're trying to apply pressure like the U.S. is applying pressure, over there in Southeast Asia. All right. So there, China created new islands in the sea and pledged not to militarize them. Then went and militarized, right? They actually created islands for them to be able to put, little bases and stuff. All right, it says, because Revelation 18:3, for all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. And that's basically what happens with these other nations. They, you had the time period, imperialism, where Esau could come into their country, kick them around. He had better weapons. They had the energy with them. That's how they were able to do that. So when you see like the Last Samurai, they're coming into China. When you see Jet Li, which one is it? Fearless. All right, where he fights against the giant wrestler. The giant Edomite. That's during that time. But now all these nations have gotten in bed with Esau. They copy off of them. They dress like them. Okay, they think like them. They operate like them. That's why they send all their students over here to America, to go to college and to be indoctrinated in Esau's system, and to be able to go back and give that intelligence, to their government. All right, and the best ones, probably the best ones doing that is Moab. All right, and then now, of course, the U.S. made the smart decision to send all their production over there because they have a dictatorship. So, it's not like here where they have to enforce certain workers' rights and all that stuff. Over there, they can let them, work for pennies and not worry about it because they have so many people. All right, it said, and that's how they wax rich, man. It said the merchants of the earth are wax rich. Yeah, the Chinese are wax rich. Off the same formula, the internet and what's it called? I forget what the website's called, but it's so many websites you can buy stuff from China. It says basically, Max Kaiser was saying that they're up next. They're the next power to take over. All right, and he was wrong about that. Even though a lot of times he's right about Bitcoin and stuff, but on that he's wrong. This is 2nd Esdras 15, and I'm gonna start at verse 46. And thou, Asia, that art partaker of the hope of Babylon, and art the glory of her person. Yep, because that's exactly what they're doing, man. They're a hope for the U.S. All right, they love this place. Matter of fact, the same idols over here in the U.S., they actually make replicas and set them up in China. It said, woe be unto thee, thou wretch, because thou hast made thyself like unto her, and hast decked thy daughters in whoredom, that they might please and glory in thy lovers, which have always desired to commit whoredom with thee. All right? And that's exactly, what they're doing, emulating the U.S. in all things. All right? And what they do is, when they send people over from China, they don't just buy, sometimes they do, because I've seen them at the store, but usually what they do is, I don't know about now because a lot of the stuff isn't necessarily coming in from COVID. They may have opened it back up, all right, but they ordered all their food, from China, all right. I've actually done the food orders, the rice and all that stuff. That's from China. Those are imports. All right. A lot of the other stuff, furniture and stuff, I've actually delivered that too. Imports from China. So they import from their own country. They come into Jake's community. All right, what does it say? The dogs will lick our wounds. They come into Jake's community, and then they sell to you. Sell. Come in and buy, cheap quality food that we're gonna, charge good decent prices on. So Jake wants to buy it, and then your health is failing, but then they're not buying from you. All right, they're not buying from you. That's why it's a Chinatown, in damn near every major and minor U.S. city. All right, because that's how they move. They come over and they try to take power. All right, it said, but it said what? Woe be unto thee, thou wretch, because thou hast made thyself like unto her, and hast decked thy daughters in whoredom. All right, and then this is verse. This is Isaiah. As a matter of fact, Psalm 60:8. Moab is my washpot. Over Edom will I cast out my shoe. Philistia triumph thou because of me. All right.